Well, look at that. I think we got it, folks. Friends, we have the Norleigh diamond. And I think I got it. Hey guys, out here in the time cave, Saturday afternoon, and I'm burning the Norleigh diamond. Now, I was out here doing some things, and I thought, you know what, I have time, I might as well see if I can figure out what's causing this thing to burn so poorly. Well, it had a lot of fuel in it because it was burning good at one time, so I topped it off. Well, I didn't want to pitch all that oil, so what did I do? I thought, well, maybe it's the burner, maybe that's dirty, maybe the wick's dirty, so the fuel should be fine. Well, I took a lantern that I like a lot, that was kind of empty, and I put it in this, in my number 2 crescent, which burns, as you well know, extremely well. It's easily the best burning lantern I own, period. Best period lantern I own that burns, period. I don't know, you get it. Anyway, so I transferred the fuel from this into the crescent. Well, I thought, okay, I got a little more fuel than I think I should have in this lantern. I mean, it was not dangerously full. It wasn't over full. It was full to the correct capacity. But I wanted to burn it off a little bit, you know, just have it a little lower. So I lit it, and I was out here. I thought, oh, it'd be nice to have a lantern burning, you know, it's a nice kind of autumn day anyway, so, you know, I like the smell of kerosene. So I'm burning it, and then I check on it and look at it, and the flame is it's raising one hand up one side, and it's smoking. And I'm just like, no, not you too, because that's what this was doing. And so I'm like, you know what? This crescent was burning perfectly the night before. I used it on Wednesday night, and it burns fantastic. I mean, I can get the flame taller than that is. Taller, like over an inch. And it doesn't smoke. It burns so well. So I'm like, you know what? I think it's the fuel. I think that kerosene was poisoned. And when I was pouring it in from this to the other lantern, I could tell that it had a more yellow greenish tint to it. The kerosene I buy does have a slight color to it. It's very pale yellow. But I knew I could tell it looked more like gasoline because it was darker yellow. So I'm like, that's a problem. I think there's something wrong with this stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to poison my best lantern. So I dumped that kerosene into a coffee can, and now I'm soaking my breather cap on my 1940 Dodge, because that has copper mesh in there, and that was pretty dirty. So in the manual it says to soak those in kerosene and clean them so they're nice and clean. So that I'm doing that right now with that other oil. Anyways, and it's cleaning it. It's fine, it's just getting oil off of it. So I thought, well, let me see what I can do. So after I vacated the oil out of this and the crescent, now I had to dump it all out and then burn it off and then put fresh oil in it, and now it's burning fine again. I took this, rinsed it out with blue First Street Deep Fat Fryer cleaner. It's a degreaser. You can get it at Smart and Final, and it's commercial grade. It's concentrated. So I added a little water and a little bit of that and sloshed it around, let it sit for maybe half an hour, so it could just really work on the inside of the fount, because the inside of the fount, it has a lot of copper tarnish, and that's what happens with copper over the years. It will turn dark, and the darkness, the patina if you will, was poisoning the fuel. So the kerosene sat in there out here in the garage, and over time it would leach the tarnish off of the fount, and then it would mingle with the kerosene, and then it poisoned the fuel. Then it burned bad, smoky, uneven, ugly, and dirty. So I let that sit in there, and I soaked it, and then I dumped it out and rinsed it out with water, dried it out, threw a little rubbing alcohol in there to clean everything nice, and rinsed that out, got it all taken care of, and dried it all out, added some fresh fuel, a fresh wick, and there we go. And it's working great. However, I could tell that the tarnish is still inside that fount. There is still traces of tarnish. It's not very shiny inside. So I know this is a momentary thing. This is a small victory. We're working towards an answer. So what I'm going to do is get some apple cider vinegar, which works really well on metal and removing tarnish. You could throw a penny into that stuff and leave it there for a couple days and it'll come out brilliant clean. It's true. So I'm going to put some apple cider vinegar into this fount and let it sit for a week. Okay? And then clean it out. Use a little rubbing alcohol and get that all dealt with. And then, boom. It should be very clean. It should be very shiny inside. And we won't have any more problems with the fount poisoning the fuel that poisons the burn. So, for now, I'm just going to let it burn and enjoy it. And that will be great. But, yeah, I tell you, I'm sick and tired of this thing being a pain in the neck and not wanting to burn right. Because it's a great lantern. It's very unique and special and rare. And, you know, it has a very autumn type of vibe about it with the copper. So I want to use it this season, you know, and I don't want to not use it because of its poor burning capability. So I just have to clean it better, and then it will work fine. It's not really my fault. It's not its fault. It's my fault. And I don't know. I would like to hear from maybe some of the others who have copper fount lanterns, if this has been a problem of yours. I have other copper fount lanterns that burn just fine, and they don't seem to be having any real significant dirt inside. They're not shiny mirror-like or brand new copper, because copper does tarnish and it ages, but this thing was definitely very dirty. I hope I've gotten most of it out. I think I did. But we'll see. I'll just keep burning it and see how it does, and then if not, I'll just clean it out again. So, all right. Well, everybody, thought I'd give an update on the Norleigh because it's been giving me troubles. But anyways, we'll see you again very soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.